Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and today we're reviewing,
Fear the Walking Dead.
yeah, this episode being the Unveiling, and it was kind of it was broadcast with the ninth episode, I do believe. So it's kind of like a two-part mid-season finale, even though it didn't feel like that because really, um, normally in the Walking Dead television franchises, generally when it breaks for a mid-season or a season finale, it hypes up a bit, and this didn't really feel like a hype up. This seemed like kind of pointless.
Well, it is the B show, though, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, doing the kind of first part, episode 8, I guess, the unveiling. So basically, it was just a difference of opinions, if I'm to put it into common terms. So this Jake kid, that they're kind of both going through, heading on their way to Walker's camp. They get there, and then they bump into Ophelia, who obviously Salazar's daughter. That so we know she's like alive and she's kind of there, and she's buddy buddy with the Indian folk, the natives. Um, so yeah, and then a lot of dumb stuff kind of happened. Like he kind of took Ophelia and left the daughter there, which I thought, oh well, that's going to be an issue because Madison's not going to let that fly. So that was a bit sloppy. So basically, he goes back with her and is like, look, we've got this hostage, and then they've got our hostage, and they need water. It's like, don't do anything then. You know what I mean? Don't do anything. Just leave them. Don't give them no water, and then they're going to get real desperate, and they're not going to have no strength because they're going to be dehydrated. Just hope it's an inordinately hot week, and then just
Just
wait
that,
it out, and they'll
just
just.
that was a problem with me with the entire thing. And I'm not going to jump ahead into the second episode, but it'll be even more there where they're all stupid. But everyone, there's no one I can latch onto and say yes, you're correct. But every one of these characters, I look at and think, well, you're an idiot.
That's because I haven't been cast in the show yet.
Sure, that'll fix it.
Yeah, as an original character.
But it's especially true of Madison, who is the lead character, but I don't like her at all. She's so unlikable.
Hmm. Well, basically, is weird because the opposing side, Walker, has given away their great weakness, that they've run out of water. So they've completely shot themselves in the foot there, giving away their massive thing. It's like, oh, we're screwed. We're going to be unable to do anything soon. So that was a huge mistake. And then this kid, instead of reading between the lines, just goes back to camp and gives them the water. A hell of water as well. I would have shot him. I think the other brother should have shot him.
Why are you helping him? Why are you trusting Ophelia? And okay, I will say something to their credit. At least they had, when they had the daughter. Maybe this was the second episode. I can't remember. I'll say it now. When the daughter was left with Walker, at least she called him on something, which is the whole this noble savage crap. Because that's doing my head in. He keeps walking around banging on about how it's his land. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, I don't care.
It's
Honest
like,
to God, this Native American crap is played on. It's like 200 years ago. Get over it. Like the apocalypse has happened. You're still whining about that crap.
yeah, it's like, what's the point? It's just land, you know what I mean? No one owes nothing anything anymore. Just go like 200 miles that way and have that land. Just take whatever land you fancy. It's like, oh, I've got to take that land. It's not about that. It's not about the land at all. It's about he's got beef with the thing, with the family, and he ain't, and is just hiding behind this whole excuse and stuff like that. It's like, just say you want to kill the guy. You know what I mean?
Right,
You
it's
know,
just one big
come
pissing contest.
come out and say the land's meaningless to me. It is just the guy. The guy's done me wrong, so I want to kill him. I want to punish him. It's like, okay then. Don't ramble off about this land. It's like, who cares? It's like nothing anyway. You know what I mean? Just go to California and just, I don't know, claim Los Angeles. You might, it's the same thing, innit? Who cares? No one cares
Hmm.
anymore. So he's hiding behind this kind of mask of that, and it's not offensive. I'm not being offensive, because really, in the grand scheme of things, the land means nothing to him, and you'll find that soon enough in the second episode. So whatever. So it's completely batty as well. It's just really, it's
I
just
think that there's nothing offensive about it anyway in this day and age, even if you're going to bring real life into it. What
well.
are you going to do? Are Americans like anyone who's not a native who are going to roll out and leave the country? No.
I
It's a
think
stupid claim.
I really think the TV show's rabble rousing. I
What do you
think
mean?
they're race baiting. I think
Yeah.
that's the term. They're like calling out the white man, because everything's all about white privilege and all about Hollywood, how men get paid more than women. Now it's all about the whole white privilege. That's all anything's about. So if you're white, you're the bad man. And now the producers of the show have decided to put that into their TV show instead of just getting it. Because I mean, this Walker guy's got to be like, I think his original character is like, I don't think he's in the comic book. So really, it's just their excuse to kind of rabble rouse against the white man.
I mean, yeah, look, I think it's a load of crap in the real world, but in this world especially.
Mhm.
The apocalypse has happened. People are eating people, and you're banging on about something from 200 years ago.
Exactly.
Absolutely absurd.
I'd just go and get the White House. I'd just go to Washington D.C. and I'd be like, look, this is my land. Because that's basically it, innit? It's like whatever. Like that they went to court, didn't they? Because they kind of discussed it with Jake, that they went to court over it, and the courts ruled in the white man's favour, as it were. So it's like boom, done, resolved. You know what I mean? It's like it's,
Look, who cares?
yeah,
The zombie apocalypse is happening.
yeah,
Oh, we had a court case. Who gives a crap?
exactly. That's what
Not
it's
law
kind
and
of.
order, is it?
It's really conceited. I don't really know. Yeah, so I really think
It's
it's a
the
kind
wrong
of.
show. It's the wrong show to do this analogy. This is the kind of stuff they'd work into like an episode of Star Trek or something. Like they're off and they found some planet and they're arguing over this and they try to. Fine, I get that. This is a show about people eating people. Why are you putting this crap in your show? It makes no sense.
Yeah. So I know they lead. They're kind of. So yeah, they take the water there, and they can't really. No, beforehand. Yeah, they lead a kind of militia thing and get Alicia back and kill a couple people. Then it's all beef. Then Jake
Yeah,
goes.
I'm mad that even though I might agree with it, that first again increased my frustration with the character of Madison, who just goes headstrong and does whatever she wants and doesn't live by these people's rules. So I'll address it in the second episode again, but I've got to admit, there is something like in the second episode the old man says to her, which I agree with. Like, he's helped her. He's given her everything, and he's been, as far as I can tell, he's been fairly nice about it, and she's just like encouraging his son to be a monster.
Mhm. And that hurts your feelings.
It annoyed me. She's the lead character. I meant to like her. I don't.
Maybe you're not meant to like her. So yeah. So then Jake gets prang and then brings like the biggest amount of water you've ever seen in your life, in bottles, I may add, just to their thing. So it's like, dude, you've basically, by giving them that water, you've literally given everything. You've strengthened them. You made them doubly strong now, because now they don't have to prang about water. Now they don't have to lead pointless excavations to try and find a water source. I mean, that'd screw them over enough. So now they've just hand given them victory. It's like, this guy's dumb. So then he gets a good slapping and he nearly gets like scalped. That's pretty cool. I like that.
It just proves how unsuitable he is for the world he's in. Troy is far more suitable for the world they're in. Like, this dude is so stupid. Like, someone like Rick would never do that. It's such a stupid thing to do.
Really, what they should have done, they should have snuck into camp and then took out Walker. Because all the while I've been sitting there thinking to myself, if you kill Walker, then it's done. Because none of the other ones, he is the only one who's given this beef talking about the land. It's his personal thing. If he died, no one else would be bothered, because none of the other ones have been wronged. So really, they should have led a militia in there, assassinated Walker, and just done. Problem solved. They would have they'd fall apart. They'd be like, well, what do we do now? And then they'd probably end up going there begging them for water and be like, look, Walker's dead, we ain't got no beef. Indoctrinate us.
Yeah, and that's the question I had when they did break in. Why break in and steal her back and cause the minimal damage? No, screw it. Go get Walker. Deal with him. Take him out.
Yeah.
It's like the old man's been screwed over by his two kids. Like if Troy and the other one, the good one, what's his name? Jake. Troy and Jake were one person, he'd be fine. But because they're split into these two opposite things, like he's... Oh, I'm so lost. What's going on with Nick as well? Like he cut it there. That meant to symbolise something.
He's changed his ways. Maybe because he's got rid of that girl now, we can just be like, he's just getting into it. He's on a hype. So yeah, and then all that happens. A lot of pointless stuff happens, and then I guess they're waiting for an attack. They just let Ophelia kind of come back to camp. It's like, I'd never let that happen. The problem is because they're like, she's friends with the family, so they can't kill her. But I mean, if Madison and the family weren't there, they probably would have just done her in, you know what I mean? So, because that didn't happen.
I'm not sure they would. That's too good of an idea.
So yeah. So basically, they're waiting for an attack. They've let Ophelia in. Then all of a sudden, everyone starts throwing up, and then turning, and it's like a big biological attack. And then out comes Ophelia, and then she makes a run off, and then Madison's running after her, and basically, a biological attack of unknown origin, except it was definitely Ophelia, and that's how it ended. So that kind of would have been. That's generally how like a mid-season finale would be, but there's another episode after it, of course. So yeah, that's how I feel the mid-season should have finished. But yeah, whatever. Let's talk numbers. We've bashed the show. You don't have good feelings about it, no?
No, 6.5. It frustrates me. There's no, the characters and their motivations and why people are doing what they're doing drives me crazy. It's only going to get worse in the next episode. It drives me crazy. There's no one I can latch onto and say, okay, follow what they're doing, follow what they say. No one. Every one of them's an idiot.
I'll give it a 7.5. If it was a mid-season finale and it was just this episode, I would have been pleased, because the end bit, when everyone's throwing up and dying and turning into walkers and stuff like that was pretty cool. I like that. But yeah.
The only one with a brain cell in the show is the old man. We'll see what's going to happen to him in a minute.
I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And yeah, we'll review the next episode and we'll see you there.